Hi everyone, John Sinclair here for another 7-minute morning, and today we're going to talk about a very important strategy, and that is preparing for shoveling snow. You might be saying, well, what do you know about shoveling snow, John? You live in South Florida, but I grew up, as you can see in the flags behind me, I grew up in the prairies of Canada, so I know precisely what it is, and I'm constantly talking to my brother Jeremy and Jesse, and my mom Kate, my mother-in-law Arliss, about all the demands that come on the body having to shovel snow and how important it is to prep beforehand. So I'm going to take you through a little prep for that. So if you don't have to shovel snow, this is going to be a great strategy for you for your upper body. All we're going to need you to do is to have a shovel with you, because that's going to be our tool. I don't have a snow shovel with me because I am in South Florida, so I'm going to use the next best thing, the Viper Pro. So first thing we're going to do though is we're going to scrub the low back. Obviously a lot of low back injuries happen as a result of shoveling snow and not being in good alignment. So we're going to start with a little scrub, drive some fluid down to the lower back. And once we get on there, we're going to go across the lumbar spine. Okay, and we're going to go to the outside of the hips, right on these knobs that poke out on the side of the thigh. Okay, rub to the front of the tissues right at the front of the hip, right on the bone at the front of the hip. Okay. So let's get into a little bit of extension in the spine. So I'm going to put my shovel on the ground, put my hands on top of the handle, and you're just going to drive your hips back and your shoulders down, and then tilt that towards you, tilt it away from you. When we throw the snow, we're going through a period of extension in the spine with rotation and sometimes side flexion. So we're going to mobilize all the areas of the spine and then interact and integrate the hip joints with that as well. Okay. Next one we're going to do is we're going to go into a little bit of flexion with it. So this time we're going to pick up our shovel. So if I hold it like this, that means the big end of the shovel's down there. And we're just going to round the shoulders down and then stand back up. Working on thoracic flexion. Okay, and then we're going to switch to the other side. So we got the shovel on the right side of our body. Okay, now we're going to go into some rotation. So we're going to hold on to your shovel, and from here all we're going to do is we're just going to turn at the hips, swinging that shovel side to side. Start really slow. Let your eyes follow the bucket. Okay, let's go to the other side. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of side flexion, so we're going to go a little bit wider stance, and we're just going to sweep and lift, sweep and lift. Nice and slow. Okay, going to the other side. Sweep, lift, get some momentum going. let your feet interact with your hips and your spine. See how my trunk is kind of going side to side like a pendulum? Keep that momentum going. Good job. Okay, so let's go into some squats. We want to load up this hip a little bit. We're going to hold the shovel so it's the shovel ends out in front of me. Shift it away from your body. Sink into a squat. Bring it back. So we got that spine moving, but now that we hold it out in front of you and you have to squat, the muscles of the abdominal wall have to turn on to stabilize the spine. So when we're under load, the back can be protected. Okay, let's switch to the other side. It doesn't have to be a deep squat, but we just have to load the hips enough that the abdominal wall and the muscles of the lower back are activated. All right, we're gonna do a very similar drill. It's gonna stay in this position, but then what I want you to do is you're just gonna walk around as though we're holding all that snow at the end of your bucket, and you're having to walk with it to a new spot before you throw it. Okay? This is also gonna turn on the bicep tendon, which sometimes gets irritated from repetitive lifting and shoveling. Okay? And the last one we're going to do is we're going to go with a low to high shovel. So just practicing step, fill your shovel, step back, throw. Make sure you use your hips when you throw. Imagine wherever your belt buckle goes, that's where the snow is going to go. Okay, now we're going to the other side. Notice I use what we call an open hand grip on your shovel, which means my low hand, my palm is pointed up. We're going to do both directions here in a second, or both handprints, I should say, on your shovel. Okay? So that's an open hand position. That means when the hand's here on the handle, we're open hand. That is going to stress the anterior line of the arm. We're gonna do a little switcheroo for you. Still with your shovel, grab a backhand, so that means thumb is pointed down on here. And this is gonna stress the posterior side of the arm. And we do the same pattern. So when you're out shoveling, make sure you change your handprint, not only the position, but if you got a heavier load, make sure you load lower, okay? We don't want to use the same height in your body with a heavy load as you might with a light load, because you'll have less leverage and there's more load going into the back. Okay, switching to the other side. Overhand grip, thumb down, backhand shovel. More. There you go. So there's a warm-up preparation routine that you can do to prime the body and get it ready for snow shoveling this winter season. If you have any more questions, jump on 7movements.com, send us a little note about it, tell us how you liked it, and make sure you check out our platform where we have programs designed specifically to ready your body for the rigors that you have in your daily life.